Hey, hey guys, it's me, Krista Tidman, back from the Digital Rush. And who do I have here today?
Brandon Cooper.
Yes. Hi. Hey guys, welcome to our first episode of the Digital Rush. So we're starting this new monthly series where we will go through different social media tools and also every workflow within SEMrush.
Yep. It's going to be pretty awesome, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And besides going through the different tools within SEMrush, we will also try to tie in, any industry news, updates, and any way that it can relate, to your workflow as a digital marketer.
Definitely. Yep.
Yes. So how are you feeling today, Brandon?
Great.
You good?
Always, yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm feeling really good.
Good.
Yeah, good vibes, of course.
Awesome.
So before we get into it today, just want to let you know a little bit more about our webinar. So me and Brandon, we're CSMs at SEMrush, of course, and we want to talk about basically the skills that you need in 2019 for social media. What skill set do you need to have? And also, how can you manage social media and your content? And then making sure you're tracking your top rivals, because that is definitely something that's, going to help you out. You want to outrank them and also, see what they're up to. How are they performing?
Yeah. And any chance you can get up on your competition, I'm sure you probably want to take it. So it's a great place to start.
Exactly. All right. So we're going to get into it and we have some slides for you guys. So let's get started. And remember, if you have any questions, please, feel free to ask us in that chat box. All right, guys. So you know us. Hey, Digital Rush. We're going to be going through the social media skills and traits you need the most in 2019.
This is part of what you're going to learn today. All right, how to easily manage and track all of your social media accounts, from Twitter to LinkedIn and even to Instagram business. We're going to give you really a lot of insights with that and kind of guide you in the right direction. On top of that, we're going to help you actually gain insight on your top competitors' audiences, activities, engagement, hashtags, and on, every platform, as you know, that's really just an evolving trait that's going on nowadays.
Yes.
Also, on top of that, we're going to have kind of guide you in the right direction with, easily being able to identify trends and audience growth between competing brands. We're going to also, help you with, why social media is necessary for your company. And of course, you definitely need some skills or some necessary skills for every single social media manager in 2019. That's something you're definitely going to need.
People think it's so easy and anyone can post. Well, guess what? You can. Anyone can.
Hey. Technically, it is easy to go onto social media and post something, but there's so many other analytical properties that go behind it, whether it is, being an efficient writer or, understanding SEO even it's in some aspects. There's a lot that goes into play with it.
Exactly. A lot of different techniques.
Yep.
And you know what, Brandon? Let's do this.
Yeah.
I think we got this, Brandon.
Yep.
All right, let's go in. All right, guys. So why is social media necessary for your company? Well, I was thinking about it and link building opportunities. We should be using, obviously people are, as well as using social media to promote their content. I know it sounds very simple, everyone can, but you'd be surprised with how many articles you see online that you would think would have such a high resonance with the audience and shares, but it's not happening as often as it should. People can't link to something they don't know about. So it's very, important, and it's going to be critical to use social media as another aspect of how you can connect with other, influencers or anyone in your audience. And you need to make sure that you're publishing, these posts correctly, and as well as scheduling them accordingly. And so before you share your content, you need to make sure you have, like me and Brandon were discussing, before you even share it, you need to have the appropriate markup to reflect that quality.
Yeah, even on your own website, if you share an article you spend so much time and effort on, whether it's the research part of things or even writing it, if you don't have the appropriate, let's say, for instance, like schema markup with the OG markups on it, or even Twitter markup on it. You know, that featured image that you spent so much time making in Photoshop, even
Yes.
for the specific post,
Mhm.
is going to go to waste because it's not going to be used in the appropriate fashion.
Exactly.
So again, there's a lot of technical things that go into play here, but at the same time, if you
Mhm.
spend your time wisely, there's a lot you can do with social media.
Yes. And I use this example from our content analyzer, and this is the post tracking section, which I will show later on. And this is showing us a search engine journal, article, and look how much, social shares. That's Twitter and Facebook, and that's all the way in October, but still it's gathering, 2.5 thousand social shares, weekly. So that's awesome. This is an analytic structure that we should definitely be taking advantage of.
Mhm.
And there's the number of backlinks, because people are seeing this, they're finding it online. Can you remember a time, Brandon, you were scrolling through Twitter, LinkedIn, and you saw a social media post or an article and you saved it for later?
Yeah,
exactly.
all the time. I do it all the time. Yep.
And this could be, you never know who's going to see your social post. So make sure that, you are using the right strategy and techniques before promoting your content, and that you have all of those different, like the markup, the quality of your content, including featured images, descriptions, titles, everything, is implemented. Okay. And another reason, of course, why social media is necessary for your company. Hey, thought leadership, influencers. As you can tell, in this day of age, of course, television and celebrities, people are still, consumer behavior is shifting a little bit away from it, even though, of course, who doesn't watch TV or Netflix?
Yeah.
But think about it. Yeah. But if you think about it, our social media channels and influencers are driving content to, different networks, not just TV anymore. We're looking at Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest even, to get this user generated content from influencers, and Brandon, just to put an example out there for you, like who's the average person you would say, like a retailer or
that I follow most of the time? Anything tech related, definitely. So any YouTuber you can consider that knows how to do tech, count me in. On top of that,
he loves digital marketing.
Yeah, right. That. Yeah. Sports related stuff too, of course. Those are my main two outlets. But hey, as there's millions of other outlets out there and there's millions of other influencers, creators, even entrepreneurs trying to make it, on social media alone. So there's so much possibility out there nowadays, and it's always evolving. It's always going to be evolving.
Exactly, and even more increasing each year. So when you think about it, they're at the top of the newsfeed, those thought leaders and those industry influencers in general. And that's what brands can only dream of, being at the top of any social media network. So definitely, this is another trend that we see. And you have to make sure, too, that you have the right influencer, because, you have to do a little background check, check them out, make sure they're what you want for your company.
And you want something credible as well. Keep that in mind.
And right here is an example I took from our social media tracker. So Gary V, hey, I have you in our Twitter engagement right now section. And that's in the last 7 days, how much engagement he had, let alone just on Twitter, which is awesome. I could only dream of that. That's another thing. I'm like, so very good.
Oh, yeah.
And looking at this also, just going into the engagement summary. So within SEMrush, total engagement is the sum of all audience interactions on a social network over your set date range. And we use this as a part of our calculation of engagement rate. So right there. That's awesome. Look at those likes, retweets, replies. Are you kidding me? So yeah, there's Chris Farley, just killing it. Okay. And then another reason, of course, why you should have social media for your company, brand management. And I do not mean Brandon, the person next to me, even though he probably should be managed. I think your wife does that, actually.
Oh, yeah, sure. That's a pretty good point.
Exactly. But what were you going to say, Brand?
No, brand management. It's one of the most important things you can do for your business online. Everything is moving that way. I mean, it has been for years now. If you don't manage your brand, there's a good chance you might get lost in the weeds eventually.
Yes.
Just, if with the brand management, if you don't have, if people are making mentions about your company or your business online.
Especially if they're negative.
Exactly. That's the biggest driving force, actually, when it comes to starting with brand management, is that you may have some negative reviews online. Let's start managing those reviews. Let's start turning them from negative to a positive and using that as a learning experience for you and your team to then just evolve over time.
Yes. And this snapshot that I have here is coming from our brand monitoring tool. And I chose Search Engine Journal for the phrase that, we're looking for and scouring the internet. And it's going to show us basically the estimated reach of the domain that, mentioned Search Engine Journal. And it was a positive review. And also checking out that traffic score. So definitely, if someone is mentioning your brand in a positive light, and that estimated reach is pretty high on there, 4.7 thousand, we want them to refer to us more often.
Yeah.
And being aware of positive, negative, any type of mention, you need to make sure you're managing it, and what's being said about your brand at all times.
And keep in mind, even if it is a positive mention of your brand, you can always reach out to those people that have left you positive reviews like that, because in the long run, that just shows you care.
Yes.
Managing the negative ones and then even managing the positive ones is always something you should have to do.
Exactly, because if it is negative, of course, you want to address that. And another way that you could promote your brand, definitely import like different company news, messages to users, and promoting the workplace and the community that you have. I see a lot of people love that.
Oh, yeah.
And I do too. I'm like, whoa, they're people. They're not robots. Yeah. And we're real. Yes.
Yeah. So strategic planning. Now, this is easily one of the most important things you have to do with your social media. Okay. When you are going through the strategic planning mindset, really, there's a lot of data that you get, whether it's on, Facebook analytics, for instance, or even, even with your own site, even your Google analytics sometimes, looking at it specifically in this case, the social media portions, seeing when your fans are online. So, when to post, seeing what time frames they're online, what popular parts of the day they're on, what over certain metrics of time. The whole idea behind strategic planning is to increase your engagement in a positive fashion and being organized while doing it. So that's something definitely that should be done. I'm sure your audiences too will love that, because if you're appealing to what times they have open in the day from their work days, and posting and maybe even customizing posts for them, that's going to look great on you.
Definitely. And just knowing, this is taken from the social media tracker. Correct. Yeah. And this is showing us, you can easily check out when are your, competitors, when are they posting? I know we can't see their analytics on Facebook, obviously, but we can still see how often and what types of posts. And that's easy for us to strategically, maybe take advantage of that and utilize it,
Yep.
Why not?
100% right with that. Yeah.
Competitor discovery. We love it at SEMrush. Yeah. Okay. And now we want to get into skills a great social media manager should have. So check this out. You definitely want to be adaptable. So in this sense, we want to say you need to be able to easily shift different approaches per channel. Social media, as you know it, is constantly changing. There could be a latest trend or craze, but you need to adapt fast. And right here, I have an example, an article from ClickZ, and I took their graphic. So basically showing us that when it comes to businesses, there's stories everywhere now. More than 50% of them create Instagram stories each month. And this stat is expected to increase, of course, over the next months. And that was just from March 2018. I know.
Jeez.
So when you look at this, 2.3 was the average posts. Look at the different industries. You would definitely think beauty and cosmetics and sports, they're constantly updating. Like, right. I think there's always new techniques for makeup.
Or new updates even too, like with teams moving around.
I'm just going to say that.
Of stuff. Yeah.
Yes. And it's just crazy looking at even government. Are you kidding me? Like, I wouldn't even think they'd be posting my stories. What are they posting? But it's a new trend. And as a social media manager, you should be able to adapt to each channel and know, if this is the latest trend and craze, we can only do it on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, where it originated. And I heard apparently there's YouTube My Stories or something like it, but I haven't seen it yet. So, being able to take advantage of this definitely is something any social media manager should have. So create those stories. Check that out. All right. And of course, another skill a social media manager should have is management skills. Hey.
I would argue that's probably the most important one, to be honest with you. Being able to manage your time efficiently, manage the posts to make sure, first off, you're not duplicate posting, maybe your audiences want to maybe see the same thing twice, as, of course, your audience might be different, but
yes.
Subjectively, in this case. But yeah, so that's definitely something management-wise, you definitely need to have good management skills to be a good social media manager.
Yes. And managing social media channels, everyone thinks, oh, it's so easy for, all I have to do is post once a day, whatever. That's not true. Okay. It's not all fun and games. It actually is it takes a serious set of management skills to set up and to appropriately, schedule all of this out. And my gift that I'm showing right now on this slide is my social media poster within SEMrush. And I can look at all of the posts, I had recently, and I could schedule them again very easily, depending on how many likes, retweets, comments, those tweets have, reached. And so it's very easy. And I love using our social media poster and tracker to keep up to date on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And, I don't want to schedule the same thing twice on LinkedIn, So having this advantage, the social media poster is, definitely very beneficial.
Oh, yeah.
And when you think about social media teams and managers, think about it. You could have, if you have colleagues under you, multiple different channels that they're running, you need to make sure they're doing it appropriately. And within SEMrush, if you have the poster, you can see what everyone's scheduling. And at every time, okay, someone's running this on Facebook. Someone's posting this on Facebook, on LinkedIn, So it's an easy way for project management. So definitely.
Couldn't agree more.
I know. A lot of people utilize our social media poster. I love it.
All right. So
here we go.
3 incredibly important skills of a great social media manager come down, in my opinion, anyway,
I also think this too. Are you kidding me? This isn't just Brandon. We brainstormed together. We're a team, all right?
I know.
He wears glasses because yeah. All right.
Writing skills. Analytical skills, and SEO knowledge. To start, writing skills are extremely important for a lot of different facets than just social media. If you are a good writer in your business and you are able to write very good content and well-written and well-articulated content, and you're even on social media with your potential clientele or even current audience is reading this, and they're reading these articles and seeing that they're highly written, and they're very well written and just overall designed with you in mind, that's definitely a great skill somebody needs to have if they're going to be a social media manager. Analytical skills is, I would say, arguably probably the most important one here. The reason being is that when you are looking at the analytics behind your audience, you need to understand time frames of when, as I stated before, time frames of when they are online. You need to know what content they like and the content they engage with the most. And on top of that, making sure that they understand and you understand that, hey, you are still growing. Regardless if you pull in 3 million likes a month or even 30, you are growing every single time you post on social media. And you should always treat it like that. Analytical skills will benefit you and help you with treating it like so.
Yes.
Last but not least, SEO knowledge.
This is his favorite. I kind of think SEO might be your fave. I don't know.
Probably.
Next to analytics.
Truthfully, I like all 3 of them. But
I know.
SEO, as everybody knows that's in this industry, knows SEO is very important for your website, your content on it. If you take the time and do the schema markup for your social media posts before you share them, and make sure that they're going to look appropriate when being shared, and making sure that hey, these pages are already catered towards organic audiences or even paid audiences if it's a landing page of sorts.
Yes.
when you take that time and understand the basics of SEO and the SERPs themselves, it will only benefit you when it comes to social media as well. Because this way you know how to create this appropriate form factor for those posts.
Exactly. And they'll actually be seen. And, you'll gather, hopefully, link building opportunities. Exactly. And then from there, just optimizing for that image even. You want to be the first one on that SERP.
You're 100% right.
So even get a Twitter card SERP feature.
Yeah.
Love it. All right.
Definitely possible.
So you know what he's obsessed with. I am too, but this is brand section. This is what he highlights. And then last but not least, skills that a social media manager should have. It definitely should have. They should, girl or man, should have a creativity skill aspect about them, and they need a personality. Obviously everyone, we're all creative in our own way. But on social media, you don't want to seem automated for the most part. You don't want to sound like a robot to your audience. You need to be a little creative and still maintain professionalism, of course.
Yeah, of course.
So whenever you can, show your personality, sprinkle it in some pieces of your content and your social media channels. You definitely have to communicate with customers on a more personal level, and they like to see that relationship and that, that personality, and maybe have a sense of humor sometimes. It all depends. So a touch of creativity and a voice that resonates with the audience is a must-have on, any social media network that you're currently running. And I know that is kind of key too with PR. You need to show people a little bit about you.
Yeah, definitely.
And who you are.
Oh,
and I'm just showing my post here because, I had some of those fun emojis and just was a little playful with it. And, it got me 15 retweets. Hey, and 15 likes. Thanks, guys. All right.
Topic research. Now,
this is my favorite. This is one of my favorite tools.
Main purpose of using this for social media purposes, and especially in this specific view, the Explorer view, is to kind of give you some insight on, total shares that we picked up for this specific subtopic itself, and the content idea surrounding it. On top of that, giving you some insight on Facebook engagement specifically. As you can see right here, these two are the ones highlighted. And on top of that, we'll give you some backlink info as well. The whole purpose of this at the end of the day is, first off, if you have writer's block, everybody gets it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. If you have writer's block, simply come in here and search a topic or an idea you have in your head, whether you've written it down or things maybe you can think up in the long run. Simply do so. And once you do the little bit of research in here with the topic research tool, you'll be able to then get the ball rolling a little bit with your content that you are writing. Yes,
I know. And this is very helpful. And I know this is a lot of people, they don't get to check out this section, the Explorer. Normally you're in the cards of the topic research, but the cards are definitely another area that you can go to even to find, those different insights.
On top of that, we have our social media poster. It goes hand in hand with our social media tracker as well. On here, you can see, for instance, we have even a plugin available for your browser as well. When you have this plugin available, if you highlight text, for instance, you'll be able to then share that text on social media if it is a quick snippet from your website, or even maybe a influencer or an entrepreneur you follow very frequently that said something that very well, resonated with you. On top of that, we'll give you insight on specific timeframes of when your fans are online. And then we'll give you, a little, preview window here from desktop, mobile, and then even a calendar window view, so you can get some insight on it.
When you think about it, it is different. A lot of people are like, no way, but it is.
No, there's different.
When you're posting.
There's different image sizes. There's different,
and the
form
interface.
Factors. Exactly right. There's so much.
It's going to look different, guys. You got to use that preview.
Yep.
And then the calendar to know
exactly
when. You don't want to book something the same time.
Exactly.
Same date.
And you can look at this and then go with either, hey, I want to look at weekly mode. I want to look at monthly mode. Or, hey, let's just see a timeline view. And you can see a timeline of when you're going to be posting things. And of course, poster, you can always, it's meant to automate your social media posts out there. You can put all the work in one fell swoop instead of, when you get an idea, go in, start posting about it immediately. You can actually here customize and appropriately, schedule the posts to be when your fans are online.
Okay. So we have a question. Hey guys, thank you. Someone was asking on here, sorry, I didn't look at your name. It was scrolling fast. But thank you again. Brandy, hey, thank you. But do you recommend different page content for each social media platform?
If it's image heavy, I would say image heavy is very, very good for Instagram and Pinterest. If it is, and by that I mean like graphic, GIF wise, like stuff like that. Overall, if it is mainly content wise and it's going to be informative content, so things people have to read, you can still share that very easily. You know, create a compressed link, and SEMrush actually provides this for you with the Bitly link compression. They have that already implemented in here. So if you're going to be posting on Instagram, as long as you have a nice featured image, you can compress the link down and send that right over to the tool.
Yes.
You know? And of course, you know, as you know, with Instagram, you can't, you know, directly post to Instagram just yet. But, you know, hey, you'll get an email with all the details you need for it, and you'll be able to, you know, post when you want to.
Exactly. And when I think about that, that's another thing. Like when I'm posting on my LinkedIn versus my Twitter account or Facebook business, I know maybe I'm going to shorten it. It's still same content, but just rewording and depending on maybe a video, a GIF, you know, those are definitely areas like Twitter. Oh my God, GIF central. Definitely, GIFs and videos, I say for Twitter. As much as you can, video content is huge, especially in 2019.
It's true.
But yes, thank you, Brandy. All right. And the last section, we just wanted to sum it up and just put all the different skills that, you know, we think make a great social media manager. And if you guys see anything that we didn't include, let us know. Type some, chat us, and tell us why you think they're great skills.
And keep in mind, we're completely aware there's probably 100 plus ones.
There's probably a lot.
We just picked ones that, you know, mainly pertain to, you know, day-to-day life, really, when it comes to it.
And that made sense, of course, and that are critical at the end of the day, and that'll help you succeed in your social media marketing efforts. All right. So 1 second, and I will go into the social media tracker, guys. So I want to go over how you can easily manage your different social media channels and also your competition. So a lot of people see this in the tool and they just think it's themselves, but don't worry. Add those competitors in there, those rivals. So it's very easy to manage competitors, plug them in. All you have to plug in is the domain, and then we can also help you find the different platforms that they're on. So we have Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus is leaving us in April, Instagram Business, YouTube, and Pinterest. So they're all right here. All right. And this is showing us kind of like an overview of currently we could look at, you know, whoever. I made my own. This is called my, you know, entrepreneurship blogs. So I plugged in, you know, whoever, you know, motivates me. And also they have blogs that, you know, make me get up in the morning, hustle, and, you know, work on that grind. So here we're just looking at one domain at a time. But when you go into the tool, when you scroll down to the bottom, you can always see yourself versus your competition. So activity, engagement, and audience. Those are the three aspects that we're always going to be looking at. So when I go into Facebook or Twitter, remember when you're in these tabs, of course it defaults to whatever domain you're looking at, but we want to look at all profiles because I want to see myself next to my competition. And you can always change the date too. You know, 7 days, 60, 30, whatever you want. So down below, I'm looking at what had the most engagement on Twitter, you know, versus me and my competition. And we're looking at that number right there. So I want to check out, you know, it seems like it was just, you know, a status or, you know, just text in general. No images here. But if we want to break it down, you can easily just go to photos, as well as statuses and videos. Because we know videos right now, video marketing in general.
It's incredibly important.
Yes. And I know I would kind of rather watch a video too, maybe a picture even. But video, just short, sweet, right to the point. So when you're analyzing all profiles, say I want to focus on, you know, one of my rivals or someone that's performing very well. So Gary Vee, let's check out your activity. So in the last 30 days, you can basically, in a way, dive into their growth and their social media performance. So in the last 30 days, 277 tweets, checking out what types, again, photo, link, video, seeing how much engagement each one is receiving. So this is eye-opening. Check out how much engagement, video gets, but then a status, he's killing it with statuses. So that's interesting. I would definitely want to, if I'm looking at this, I even want to, at this point, I want to definitely switch it up and try those different techniques. Why not? And at the bottom, you can check out the publishing trend. So exactly what day and what types of posts overall. Yeah. And you could always, change this.
Change the filter,
of course. And then at the bottom of every section, like we were saying, check out compare yourself to your competition or whoever is out there in your industry and who is having, the most engagement.
Wow, engagement per tweet. Jeez.
I know.
That's insane.
Yeah. So it's not all about the number of tweets. And we can, it's all about that engagement, though, man.
Quality.
Yeah. Look at that.
Posts out there, it's gonna
You're
show.
All great, and we love you all. But I'm just saying, that engagement. Okay.
Yeah.
We want that engagement. Okay. And then we go into the engagement rate. This section is going to show us, basically giving us a deeper dive into what type of engagement are we even talking about. Likes, retweets, replies. They're definitely, that's engaging. Hey, you want people to answer you and discuss what's going on with your social. So down below again, we know Gary Vee is killing on engagement. So there he is. And checking this over time. Because maybe, definitely, I want to broaden and have a larger audience on my Twitter account. So I could go into here and check out all the hashtags that he's been using in the last 30 days. And this is oftenly overlooked, I notice, but why not? If it helped him and got that much engagement just by hashtagging happiness, maybe I could. So a lot of options there. He has his own hashtag, of course. And the top mentioners and mentions. So in each tab in the social media tracker, you'll see that you have these different sections to help you out. So when we're looking at mentioners, we want to know, obviously, who is the most followers that mentioned Gary Vee. But if you want to also toggle that, click on total engagement. I want to know who had the most engaging posts. Barstool, they had the most engaging post with Gary Vee. So that's awesome. And you can hover over it, yeah. And you can see exactly what that post was and how many likes. And then from there, say if someone is mentioning you and you didn't even know, this gives you more insight on who they are, how many followers do they have, and go through this list and see all the mentions.
Yeah.
Just keeping track of it. And another area to make it easier for you to manage your social and all of those different networks, right there. And then the mentions, of course, just mentioning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. I don't think I could, yeah. But it's measuring by the total engagement. And of course, it is Gary Vee. All right. So going through here, there you are. Just check each section, each platform, and get into, what are they doing? Why are my competitors in any industry, not just entrepreneurship, of course, any industry,
right.
Why are they outperforming me? Go into their activity and engagement in each channel, because I want to know what they're doing and why not take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And use SEMrush, that's going to help you out with all of those different areas. Okay. So that is our social media tracker. The next tool that I want to highlight that'll definitely help you out with social media management. And I know Bran also loves this tool, Content Analyzer. Check it out, man.
I know.
I pulled it up. All right. So the Content Analyzer, this is going to help you out with keeping up to date with your content. And say if something isn't getting the traction that you wanted, you can definitely edit that content within SEMrush and start a project workflow within this tool. And I see a lot of users doing that, and it makes me really happy. So in the beginning, you're going to choose what subfolders that you want to audit.
Mhm.
So it's your own content audit in the first section. And down below, I just chose, it was, sorry, one moment. It was there was Wealthy Gorilla, wasn't it? Wealthy Gorilla. We can go into it. Yeah, Wealthy Gorilla. I know what I'm talking about. So down below we can audit their content, and this table right here. Basically, you can scroll through and check out how many social shares have those pages received, backlinks, as well as the status code. We want to make sure it's 200 and below. Also, the word count, the length of the content, H1, title tag, meta description. We want to make sure every section is filled out and that it's, updated appropriately. And the last section, which we have a lot of integrations within SEMrush.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you can connect your Google Analytics and Search Console.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to help you out with understanding the average session, duration, and that bounce rate for each page.
Mm-hmm.
And also understanding what are those terms, that you're ranking for.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I know that a lot of people forget about this tool, and I don't know why. I'm not going to cry or anything, but you should definitely, if you're in content, hey, definitely start to upload this tool and update your content within SEMrush.
And keep in mind too, if you use this tool to, find out, for instance, when the last time you updated your content was for specific articles, feel free to share it on social media once you're done. If you're missing, let's say, a description for the page or a title even for the page, which can happen here and there, occasionally. If that is the case, share it. Show your audience that you've been working on your content, because just like Google, for instance, will love that you're updating your content here and there, especially if it's older kinds of content. So will your user base. Just definitely keep that in mind.
Okay. And while we're looking at this, just to show you, when you want to start editing and going into your content, all you have to do is just click on any page. And I love how it gives you a preview on the left-hand side of what this content looks like. So if I have, a large team on my content department, I want to manage and, update this easily within the tool, and everyone can see the same thing.
Yep.
So you can easily create your own custom task or just, rewrite, delete, and it'll highlight the section for you. And besides that, it's also going to add those tasks. So you know exactly who said it, who on the team, and what was the date, and what do they want, to update within your content. So you always know exactly, what you're working on. And it kind of reminds me of Google Docs in that way. You can comment, which is always nice. Hey. And if you have anything lengthy that you want to write, go to notes, plug that in, type it out. And then you can invite more members from your team, which you definitely want help with. Content creation takes a little bit of time. You know what I mean? You need that
It's
teamwork.
always helpful to get other people's opinions. So,
yes.
Always.
Oh, yeah. And then on the right-hand side, once you connect your Google Analytics and Search Console, you can get that average session duration to help you out if you should update the content. What would be an example of why you should update your content?
If the content is out of like,
well,
it seems crass.
I know.
What I mean by that in more context is, let's say, for instance, you're writing about, Instagram before Instagram TV came out, You're talking about how important video is, but now Instagram TV came out. That changes the whole aspect of that. There's different, metrics behind Instagram TV, for instance. So you could always, like, if you have an article just about the importance of Instagram and then you change it to, focus a little bit more on the video portion of things, that is one way you could update an article if that's relevant to you, of course. But that's, it's very important to update your articles in both of the eyes of the search engines and for the eyes of even your own audience.
Yes.
Very, very important.
And especially when you're looking at the bounce rate and the average session, that's going to be a huge indicator.
Right.
Like, okay, why are people leaving?
Yeah, if the bounce rate's high, if, there's just not a lot of clicks going into it, even to, you could always use this information and this analytical information that we talked about earlier to apply that to the articles you're writing, and then see what comes out of it.
Yes. So I'm going to make sure this is going to be set to analyzed, or it's in progress. I'm working on this right now. So the team knows when they go back out to the table what's going on with this page. And instead of leaving to go to whatever page you want, you could just go at the bottom right-hand corner, next URL. Just go to each section very easily. Don't even have to leave.
And we make it really easy for you here too as well by removing CSS, removing things that could be in the way almost, while you're trying to look over your own content. That's why we do so, is because you can simply just hover over each specific section, whether it's a bullet point, an H1, H2, etc., and just highlight, tell your team what to do, and even send it to Google Calendar as well.
Exactly. So that is right here. So task, rewrite. You could send it to your calendar and also Trello. So more project management and integrations that make your life a lot easier. Okay. So now I see the workflow, in progress, and something else that you could do. You could add a new column, create your own. We love that, show your creativity here. And you can also remove certain sections. So say, you don't want the author, or you don't want the meta description involved. You can just take that out. Or you could move it, of course, wherever you want. So very cool. All right. And the last portion within the content analyzer is we're going to talk about the post tracking section. So this is showing us right now, you plug in whatever post you want. So I have some from wealthygorilla.com, but also other motivational, success blogs. And this allows you to always, you want to keep track of your posts and making sure they're gathering, that social resonance, and that they have, a large number of backlinks. And what is that estimated reach? What is that traffic value that how many users can they reach online in general? So when you plug in any URL, down below, we're going to give you those social shares. So you'll know daily how many. So if you click on, it tells you right here, Facebook and Twitter, how many, and also backlinks that page is acquired, and then the estimated reach. So letting you know, based on the domain traffic, what is that tier related ratio? And that's coming from our own analytics. So medium is definitely very high, 4.9 thousand, still very good of how many, the audience you could reach.
Right.
And another section, you can track up to 5 keywords if you want. Here are some that were suggested because you already rank for them right there. And then we have top contributors. So if anyone is sharing your articles, and they have a high, they're like influencers, and they have a high audience, and they have a lot of followers, you can come here and you'll know who they are. And you could look at followers or by the number of tweets and thank them. Hey, thanks. Okay. So not only track yourself and your blogs within this section, but also plug in your rivals, your competitors, or anyone that you know they're doing a good job. But I want to know, what else can I do to reach that performance as well? So you can have up to 9 of these folders, tabs, whatever you want to, groups, sorry. They're tabs at the end of the day, but they're groups, Okay. So enough of me. I'm going to Bran, you can take it away. And get into the social media poster.
All right, social media poster. Now, I'm on my own account here, as you can tell, but there's a lot of things that come into play when, starting with the social media poster. First off, you kind of want to know, the profiles behind it, right? To start with that, let me hop over here to the queue itself. You will see a number of, social media profiles here. Now, for LinkedIn to start, you're allowed to post both for, your own and even your business. If you are going to post for your business, you need to be a top level admin to do so. Okay. For Twitter, you can definitely post on personal accounts. I use it every day. It's great. Facebook, you can only really post on Facebook business pages only. So that is available for you. And on top of that, the analytical data actually you saw in the slides before this were actually pulled directly from the analytics tab up here for Facebook business. Now, on top of that, Instagram, With Instagram right now, we are still working on, increasing our API access for them, so we're able to actually post from our tool directly. But as of right now, what's going to happen is you schedule the post just like you would any other post. Once you're done with that, it will actually send you an email with the image you had sent, a description about it, and then all you have to do is you can copy and paste all of that right into Instagram and post it, right from your device. And last but not least is your Pinterest. So Pinterest works as well, just like the regular social media accounts, when it comes to posting on them. But a little exception, as anybody knows that uses Pinterest, you need to make a board that's going to be specific to your posts. So for mine, I created like an entrepreneur SEO one, and I just all the posts I've been throwing them on there. So it's pretty awesome.
Not that we have a trend going on with our entrepreneurship.
Yeah. There's no trend at all.
Yeah.
But when you get in the calendar view, you have a number of different views to look at here. Okay, you can look at it a monthly timeline, a weekly timeline, or just overall a regular timeline looking at your day to day. Here, just as an example, I'm a big believer in a lot of what Gary Vee says. So you're going to see a lot of him here.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, right. And what you'll do is you'll see the profile picture, and then what platform it was posted on, and what time frame it was posted on. Okay. Once it's published, as you can tell, it gets a little faded right here, so it gives you some insight on, hey, it's been successfully posted. Ones that come on later on the day, again, you just keep scrolling down, you'll be able to see more and more. All right.
Very good.
Yeah.
And I like how it's just easy to see.
And we even made it even easier. Sorry for interrupting you. We even made it even easier by clicking the enter full screen mode, so you can see it like you would, for instance, like your regular calendar itself, even at home. It's right in your face, and you can see everything you need.
There we go.
Oh yeah. Now on top of that, when you first start this up, you'll notice, maybe the time frames aren't right. You can always come into the time settings and customize this and fix it to your specific liking. For me, I like the 12-hour clocks. Hence, that's why it's the way it is. So, yeah.
Who would? I get it.
Yeah. So now, with the queue itself, any post that's already been posted for the current day, you will see it at the top. All right. So today's Tuesday, February 26th, and with the green bar right up here at the top at 12:01 p.m. This post was shared to all of my social media accounts. Now, any ones that are later on in the day, as you can tell with 10 p.m. right here, you will see them right here as well. Just giving you some insight on, hey, these are the posts you have ready to go today. Just keep that in mind. If you ever want to edit them, you can always click into them. You can delete it from here. You can even clone it for a later date if you want to reword it a little bit, maybe just reiterate the content a little bit. And you can even edit the posts right from one area.
Very easy. Oh, I like how it's all in one dashboard.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, why have other tools? Use SEMrush.
Exactly. Yes. Even from our tool, you have the ability to even create a new post here and select, hey, if I only want to post it to Twitter, I can do it right there. If I only want to post it to, for instance, my Facebook business page, you can click on that. And you can even see, for instance, when your fans are online, this is a brand new page. Just keep that in mind. That's why there's no fans online right here. But
hey, it's not that you don't have any fans. Yeah, it takes time, Brandon.
Exactly. It takes time to build something. And that was, the purpose of this. So
you know that,
even with that, you can see, give you some insight on what times of the day your fans are online, and you can use that to your own knowledge and even to your own expertise and apply the content in the posts you were trying to post on. Okay.
Exactly.
We also, include UTM codes here too, so you can you can get some Google Analytics tracking in here as well. There's a lot that can go into play.
And you can use, when you go back to that post, I know we went over earlier, that's where the preview would show up for any of the platforms. And you also can have.
If you were to go like this, for instance, type in testing, there you go.
And then check it out. You can schedule for every single one.
Yep.
And say if you want to switch it up for LinkedIn or let's say Pinterest, for example.
It gives you a tab layout where you can just click in, edit that for that specific post.
And then go back to original.
Exactly. And the original is going to be almost like the master one.
Yes.
Behind.
So you can schedule them out for every social media network that you're currently promoting on, and get it all done in 1 second.
Yeah, makes it a lot.
And then down below, check. Did you already show the regular all the time? Right down here. So you can post it, whenever you want. It could be every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday till the end of 2019. Just kidding. Yeah. I would not do that, but yeah.
And just like before, you have the desktop, mobile, and then classic calendar view.
Yeah, he doesn't post too much, right? All right.
Well, here you can get some time frames. Hey, this is what I posted before. 26th was this. Now 27th, 28th, etc. So it gives you a lot of data to work with and time frames to work with right from the get go.
Definitely.
All right. And you could also It's on purpose. You could definitely save it as a draft as well. So if you're in the middle of writing something and maybe you need to run or you need to like quickly leave the coffee shop, for instance, you can always save the post as a draft and come back to it later.
Yes.
All right. Now, on top of that, we have our post section here. So this is going to simplify this a little bit better. So what you're going to see is, for instance, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook Business, and Instagram Business. You'll be able to come in here and see every single post, whether it was run actually through SEMrush's social media poster tool or not. We'll actually pick it up with the account. So, for instance, on my Twitter, I had responded to Krista getting really hyped up about the webinar, and I simply commented on it. And this is what I got. So it published right here. If there's a featured image, for instance, on the post, like it was my noon post, you will see it right here, a little very small snippet of it, but regardless, you can still see it. If you want to view more into it, simply click on it. And what it'll do is you can always delete it from here. So it'll remove from the records or even just reschedule it.
Yes.
And once you click on each one of these again, you'll see it right here.
He was excited.
Oh, yes, I am.
Still is. Yeah.
And on top of that, you'll be able to see your published, any posts that are scheduled to go out.
Yes.
Any drafts you have currently made. And if there's any errors with any of the posts from going up, we'll also show you here as well. All right. Really giving you a lot of tools to work with. Now, you will notice that the next tab here is also called drafts. If you go here, it's going to tell you to go back to the post. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at the data. All right. Now, as stated before, for the next section, which is the analytics. All right. None of these will be able to actually be able to view any analytics unless you're on the Facebook or Instagram Business. Okay. Now, as an example here, for the Facebook data, when you go up here, you'll get some insight on, when your fans are online, the, specific demographical data, where they're based out of, how many people were engaged, how many were reached, people by languages, getting some insight on the age groups, everything. A lot of the data that you see here is something you're definitely going to want to tackle, especially if you are a social media manager. Now, on top of this, all of this data that you're seeing right now is pulled from Facebook's analytical area when you actually make a Facebook business page, but it's simplified and just made way easier to look at in our tool.
Yes.
So I highly recommend using that, whether it is for Instagram or for Facebook Business.
And I love having it all in one area.
Exactly.
We're already using SEMrush.
Exactly.
Why not look at your social media analytics in our tool as well?
Exactly. Yep. Being able to simultaneously post and reference your analytics in one tab literally one tab without having to go over the place. It's an amazing feature to have.
Yes. And then schedule out reporting and have this for yourself and for your team.
Exactly. Yep. So yeah, that's our analytical area. Last but not least, you have your content ideas. So I had set this up actually with one, as Chris is probably going to make fun of me for.
Gary V.
Classic Gary V.
No, we love him, but he's obsessed. I think Brandon's a little obsessed. Yeah.
What you're looking at here is based off of RSS feeds. So each one of your accounts that you hook up with our tool, you have the ability to add up to 5 RSS feeds to keep an eye on whether it's influencers, entrepreneurs, or even, and even at the end of the day, family members, even if you want to get an eye, to keep an eye on, whether it's your, your specific, people you look up to, whether it is entrepreneurs, what they're posting, what their new endeavors are, what they're investing their time into nowadays, whether it is popular, even marketing news, whether it is search engine land even too, to get some
SEO roundtable.
Exactly. Right. Yep. There's so much that can be added here with RSS feeds, and anybody that has an RSS feed would definitely benefit from this.
Yes.
Now, last part of this tool, I did mention this before, but you have your Chrome extension here.
Oh, yes.
Okay. When you click on this, it's going to load right into here. All right. You have the ability, again, just to come in here and share via, you can copy and paste certain pieces of text and share it. You can even if you tap Alt S on your keyboard, if you're on a Mac or a Windows computer, you'll be able to then save a page and actually share that page with your audience. So if you, instead of you having to go in and manually type up a post for your specific articles that you're working on, you can very easily, with almost no clicks of a button, come in here and even, for instance, highlight this text, right click, share selected text. When you do so, it's going to tell you to log in.
Yes.
It's going to make you log in. Yes.
Okay.
But yeah. So once you log in, you'll be able to view all that data. Yeah. It's that easy. All right.
Very good.
Now,
it takes the image as well as the meta description, remember? And that's what we were saying in the beginning.
And that's all the technical stuff you should definitely have done, like your schema markup, your OG markup, or even your Twitter card markup. Having all that done is definitely going to benefit you in the long run.
Of course. Then anyone can promote it and use our Chrome extension and easily, spread the word about your content and have the right title and how it should be analyzed, the appropriate way.
Correct. And keep in mind, there's a lot of other things that go on with our social media posters. So please feel free to go in there and actually download and try the plugin. It's completely free. It's if anything, it's there to help you and to guide you and really just give you, ease of mind and just quick access to everything.
Of course. Yes.
Now, last but not least here.
Yes, we have one of my favorites.
Research.
Topic
research.
This is
fantastic and definitely very useful for you to use.
Let's get into it.
If you don't know, first off, there's 2 reasons you use this tool, okay? One, trending subtopics.
There we go.
You want to see what's trending? Come to this tool. Trust me, you will not be disappointed.
And Brandon, not only if you're looking to write about a blog, obviously you want to come here.
Of course, yeah. There's so much. There's subtopics. There's specific
anything
topics
you want to
themselves.
write about. Anything. Podcast, webinars, like. We actually do use this.
I use it all the time.
Exactly. If you want to brainstorm ideas on anything, that you want to start within marketing or any industry.
Exactly.
Come to this tool to get those trending topics.
Exactly. Yep. And as Chris said it best, it's not just meant for your content on your site. It could be for a social media post. Maybe you're trying to title something out and you're just drawing a blank on what kind of subtopic to use, or even a question maybe you can answer in that. That's where this comes into play. And, writer's block also. That's the second portion.
I know.
Writer's block can be such a pain. So that's why you would want to come in here, look at the trending top topics if you want to do so. Come in here, get an idea of what the resonance volume is for each one of these articles, and get some information behind it to benefit you.
And we tell you automatically it'll default to showing the trending subtopics first, and those are in the last 60 days. They had a high resonance with the audience, and they've been searched predominant, a lot, basically, a large amount. So we're keeping you updated on what are they, and when you look at the subtopic titles, those cards. At times they might seem a little broad, but when you click into them, for example, the show more, that's where you're getting all of the questions.
And just the overall analytical data even to back that up. You'll get the volume behind this subtopic. So if the volume is pretty high, that might be something you definitely want to start tackling. Maybe you want to come in here and start doing that. On top of that, look at the efficiency of the article or the specific topic itself. Look at the difficulty of it as well. If it's going to be difficult to write about, maybe putting extra love into an article like this, maybe spending an extra couple days even looking over it and maybe adding more factoids in there is definitely probably going to be worth it for you.
Exactly.
And that's why we give you these common questions, whether they're, you can look at all of them. You can look at what, how, which, who, etc. You can look at all of these and section off and really customize your content based on these questions.
And when you're looking at this too, this could be something, hey, I'm starting an entrepreneur blog. I want to know, what are people asking about entrepreneur blogs? We searched, and then we found search engines was one of the subtopics.
Right.
So here, everyone's asking about, on online and digital marketing in general. So this can give me, my FAQ page. I can answer maybe 4 questions, and I can drive that traffic to one blog that I have, one article.
Yep.
Take advantage of this section, and remember to favorite, which is essentially like bookmarking any question or headline. So you're in this all the time. So you'll always have those favorites right up top here.
Yep.
To help you out.
And the whole point of the favorites, as Krista just said, one of the most important things about social media managers, organizational.
Here we go.
Organization.
You gotta manage this.
Exactly. So going in there and favoriting these is just going to help you keep organized, especially if you go and search another topic. They will stay here in the favorite ideas for you.
You know exactly what one you're looking at. And still, it updates the volume and the difficulty and that topic efficiency.
Exactly.
And if you ever want to remove them, of course.
We make it really easy for you. We also have cool integrations with Trello. Our marketing calendar, and even creating your own SEO template to write better content surrounding it. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
No.
Jumping in front of it.
He's loving it. He loves the content marketing toolkit almost as much as me. Can you not? But yeah. So let's show.
We have
the
a lot of
Explorer.
other views too available, but when it comes to social media, Explorer View, probably will be the one you're going to be referencing the most. In here, just like in the slides we showed you previously, we'll show you the subtopic, the content idea itself, and the URL associated with it. Then on top of that, we'll give you Facebook engagements. So how many, how frequently this is, and what the engagement level was for each one of these posts, or what they, probability of them are. The backlinks going into articles surrounding
Each
these
article.
specific subtopics, and total shares that we've picked up as well. And just like before, you can always favorite it. And
Yes.
right from here.
And this is something definitely you can filter this so you can see all trending, or just, take that off. And this gives me an idea of, all right, these are getting, look at those social shares,
Exactly,
what are they writing about? Go to their site and check it out. Because we definitely want to take advantage of that because they're crushing it. We should as well.
And keep in mind, last but not least, with our topic research tool, this goes down to a city level. So if you're writing in a specific city and targeting specific things when it comes to that, whether it is, a different language even too, we got you covered. So just keep that in mind. It will be, 100% beneficial to you.
Yes. And besides that, the last section is that we will let you know that you can even search a domain. So if I want to know for any of my competitors, rivals, are they writing content about entrepreneur blogs, type in their domain and the entire card will turn green. So that's how and I'll have a check mark. So then and it takes you to the URL as well underneath.
Yep.
So you can do, besides competitor research, figure out what you should write about.
Exactly.
What should we start creating our content on, and just keep up to date with those trends. Hey, that's another thing that be adaptable. Social media managers, hey. So this can help you in a lot of different areas. Okay. So I'm going to come back out. And how is everyone feeling? All right. Hey guys, thank you so much again for attending today. So here's Bran, he's loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
So the Digital Rush, you'll see us every month. I'll let you know the date shortly for our next webinar. Wow, it's about to be March. It's crazy.
Definitely.
Okay, yeah. So we'll post this PowerPoint as well as links to the knowledge base to help you get started with using our social media and content tools. So thank you so much, guys, and you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.